Back in early September of this year, I was able to take a trip down to Portland and visit a couple of really cool guys, and it was really great. Jack from Staple Spine. Staple Spine is his monster fanzine that he publishes, and Damien from Sleepy Reader 666. We hung out and had brunch and went to go shop for comic books, and there's a video that I made of that, and that's down below. But this is the extended conversation that happened after Jack had to leave and Damien and I hung out for a bit.
We've had our I don't know, somewhere between lunch and dinner, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we had a brunch and now we're...
so this is like a dinner, I guess. You know? We got this, what is this Thai food here?
I had a Reuben, you had some Thai food.
Yeah, this is pretty doggone good Thai food.
And we've done some life story stuff in between. The last video on this.
Yep. Said goodbye to Jack a little while ago. So,
Jack was a really cool guy. I'm embarrassed that this is the first time I met him. Thanks to you coming to town, I got to meet him.
it's the common
Jack
community.
lives here in Portland too.
Yeah.
And he is Stapled Spine. He gave us both two of the latest issues. I think,
one which I do not have. Yeah. So,
and I was shocked to discover he puts it out monthly. That's incredible. Because he mentioned he has a real job too, so it's just his labor of passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really great. And Stapled Spine is a fantastic horror fan. I really love it. It's so eclectic. I was worried when I got it would be like all hardcore horror and nothing else, but there's comics and just all kinds of stuff.
It's a lot of the kind of horror that I like. I'm a fan of this nostalgic old school horror.
School, me too. Yeah.
I like that
Vincent Price movies and that kind of thing.
I can watch this stuff all day. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out when they started saying torture porn. I was like,
not a fan.
I don't need to go there.
Not a fan of torture porn. Realistic or not. Yeah.
I think ultimately I love a little bit of humor in horror. Like Evil Dead 2, or on the other end, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I love that stuff.
I think if there's no humor in the horror, it takes itself too seriously.
Right.
And then once you do that, you're like, come on, man. We're talking about,
You're talking about ridiculous things.
Ridiculous things. I think that applies to comic books too.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
At least comic books about superheroes. Genre. It's good to have
hang on to the what they call it, the myth and master.
You can't see it, but our umbrella shading is swinging around in the wind.
Yes.
Even though there's not a cloud in the sky, it's a very windy day. Which is strange here for the Pacific Northwest.
It is.
It's a new weather feature we're getting.
Not a good one.
No.
Feels like we're at sea a little bit, Yeah, I think a lot of people who take their comics too seriously, that's just kind of a turn off for me.
Yeah.
Come on, we're talking about guys wearing, underwear on the outside of their clothes, women, wearing thongs and climbing buildings and wearing stuff like that. Come on. Let's have a laugh at this stuff. Let's not take it too seriously.
Right, and superpowers that there's no way physics would allow that to happen.
Yes, exactly.
My favorite thing is Namor the submariner who can fly because he has wings on his ankles.
little tiny wings.
That makes so much sense.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that in the 30s or the 40s. I think it was the 40s. Namor came out.
Yeah. I think early 40s.
Yeah,
because he fought the Nazis.
He did.
Good for him on that.
If you read some of those old Namor books, though, it's a little edgy, a little not PC. So
no. Well, it's interesting. I haven't read a lot of Golden Age comics, but I was reading some, like on the Marvel app, and they do seem more like underground comics.
Yeah.
They have kind of a wacky, nasty little edge to them.
They do. Oh my God, yeah. And they've been so sanitized now with the corporations owning them and not wanting to offend anybody.
Right. Right, because the original owners of comic book companies were practically pornographers.
Oh, sure. They were.
Well, the pornography of the day, which was spicy pulps, which wouldn't seem like that to us now.
In fact, they were looked down upon by the people who did spicy pulps.
Some of them would occasionally go to jail.
I'm a big fan of the pulps. I'm a big fan of comics, nostalgic horror, that kind of stuff. Love it. That kind of pop culture.
Yeah. I have realized that basically my favorite stuff comes out of the pulps in one way or another. So I love science fiction novels. I love various comics, superheroes. All of that comes out of the pulps. So do most of the kind of stories you get from Image Comics. Black Science by Rick Remender.
Yeah.
That's like a modern day riff on all kinds of pulpy ideas.
Yeah.
It all seems to go back to that for me.
Yeah. Is that Jay Werner or Jay Werther that does all those pulp reprints of science fiction?
I'll have to look into that.
Horror.
I don't think I know about that.
Yeah, it's a Jay Werner. I think Source Point Press is the publisher that does it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, does those pulpy comic books? I thought you meant like the actual pulps.
Oh, no.
Prose
Yeah.
pulps.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Not the old shadow books, and those are like true pulp books. Yeah.
Because I bought a few of those, not the Shadow, because those were expensive, but like some science fiction ones, like Amazing Stories, and they're so brittle that I realized, I can't read them. They're going to fall apart in my hands.
Yeah, I have a Shadow.
Which is sad.
But I'm afraid to read it. I know if it's worth anything, but it's like it's like this little plastic holder. If I open it, it'll probably fall apart like the Rosetta Stone.
When they say pulp, they're not kidding. I mean, that pulp paper is way pulpier than any comic book paper I've seen.
Yeah. And it was just all words, all prose.
It was really made to fall apart in a few years.
Yes. 10 cents, right?
Yeah.
Dime novels. Thereabouts.
But yeah, I think a lot of modern pop culture just comes out of the pulps. I'll look down upon every day.
Yeah. Stan Lee was, to the day I don't know if to the day he died, but for a long time, he was ashamed of, even with his success.
Oh, right.
He was ashamed that he was, because all his bougie friends look, you make comic books,
Right.
But I'm a god in my, in my realm,
I bet in the last 20 years of his life it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Because he was such a celebrity.
Everyone loves Stan, which is kind of ironic because, like, back in the day when people were working for him, not a lot of people loved Stan.
Well, I do have to say, a lot of people did love Stan. I mean, obviously Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko were upset at him.
Yes.
But I have a friend who worked in the Marvel bullpen in the late 70s, and he has nothing but good things to say about it.
Really?
And John Romita Sr. loved Stan. Whenever you read interviews by him, he just loved working with Stan.
Wow.
And I think he was really, I haven't met him, so I think he was really a charming, nice person to work with for people who worked in the office. I think it's those freelancers who felt like, he was getting something off of them for free that may have more of the negative feeling towards it.
Yeah.
That's my current theory. It's like trying to read the tea leaves of the past.
That totally makes sense. I think some people were maybe a little bit jealous of him because he was related to the publisher, I think.
Yes, it was his either his uncle-in-law or his uncle, Martin Goodman.
Yeah.
Although it's interesting to read stuff by Stan Lee where he tries to get his own against Martin Goodman.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see things where he'll say, Martin Goodman thought this would never work, but I proved him wrong. Or like when he was describing starting the Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos comic, that was like a dig at Martin Goodman, who said, you're just lucky, Stan, if you did a kind of comic that wasn't popular, it wouldn't sell. And he said, well, I'll prove you wrong, but no one cares about military comics right now, so I'll do a military comic.
Yeah.
It will sell.
It did, and
I'll use my new Marvel method, and it will sell.
Yes.
Which probably meant Jack came up with the story.
Exactly, the Marvel method. The Marvel method means Jack writes the story and draws it. I'll just put some words in afterwards. You're welcome. It's done.
Well, we'll never know for sure, but I still would say he's the greatest comics editor of all time.
Yes.
Whether he was the greatest writer or not, we'll never know.
Yes. One of my favorite things is Stan would always use the word "bah" a lot. bah.
Bah?
Yeah,
about that.
like a villain would say,
In the
bah,
script.
you're an idiot. Bah, get away from me. Stan, you're using too much.
Stan Lee greatly improved my vocabulary as a kid.
A lot of things I would not have known about it, not for stuff like that from the comics, mostly Marvel comics.
Right.
I would not have known a lot of things. Like you say, the vocabulary was greatly improved by reading comics, more so than not reading anything at all.
Yes.
Because Stan really saw himself, as his wife would say, as a poet. He really felt that he really had a talent for writing, and he felt frustrated that he couldn't write, I guess, other
The Great
genres.
American Novel or something.
Yeah, he always wanted to do a novel,
But he was also a frustrated actor, I believe, which may be part of why he was such a ham.
that's probably why you want to. It's part of my contract. I got to be in all the Marvel movies.
There you go. He finally got to be an
He
actor.
did it. Even,
Thanks to those comics that he thought were ruining his life.
exactly. Even posthumously, he's still appearing in some of them. I think we have some more
Right.
appearances in the can somewhere.
That I find kind of creepy, but it's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Shout out, Stan. Here's to you.
So I didn't realize what a big Strange Academy fan you are until I saw you buy a poster. You bought 2 posters today.
Yeah, I did, and I think they're a pretty good deal. I mean,
Were they $10?
they were $10 a piece.
Yeah, they have good poster prices.
Yeah, and they were already flat and
Right, they're on a board,
Yeah, on
so
a
you
board,
can
so-
hang it right up on your wall without
Yeah.
getting warped or anything.
yeah, I can hang them on the wall. Or,
I've bought a few posters from them in the past, till my wife made me take them down. I'm not bitter. I am bitter.
not bitter at all. Bitter party of one. Yeah, so I've got the honeycomb hideout in the back, the little trailer where I film everything.
And
so
you can put anything on the wall.
Yeah, I can put stuff on the wall.
How much? Do you have enough wall space for both those big posters you bought? You're gonna have to take something down.
It's going to eat up a bunch of it. It's going to eat up a
Oh,
bunch
you still
of
have plenty.
posters. Yeah. They might find their way into the library where I used to film the review at, so I might put them in there somewhere. So that's crying for some wall space in there, I think.
You could do a wall tour someday, where you show all your art and stuff on the wall.
Someone asked me about that once. Why don't you just show all the stuff in the the library and in the place where you film? I think I will do that. Yeah,
The Library of Lorenzo.
Presidents have their own, and I have mine.
Yeah, so Strange Academy, is that like one of your favorite Marvel comics these days?
As far as Marvel goes, that's one of them. Yeah. And I bought a Hulk 181,
181, right.
also, which is just
Which was
classic.
less of a surprise, right?
Yeah,
Everyone loves that.
Yeah.
Classic cover.
But I think Strange Academy, that's a book that I jumped on when it first came out. Pandemic was happening, and a lot of people didn't know about it. So that's one that I'm proud to say that I bought it and stuck with it. And it's still pretty good.
And it's still going?
Still going, yeah. It's on a hiatus now.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I thought, well, eventually I'll read it.
Yeah, I
I
think.
have too many.
God, don't remind me.
And now you have even more.
God. I bought a couple of multiples here because they had some really good deals on stuff that is not available back home.
Yeah, I saw you got at least 2 of those Frank Miller ash cans.
2 Frank Miller ash
So they
cans.
had extras there. That was kind of amazing. I thought those would be all sold
I
out.
had to restrain myself from not buying every one of them. They had I think they had 4. I think I bought another couple of them. But, yeah, then they had like that Wildfires, the one by Scott Snyder, Wildfire.
Oh, that
or
one.
something,
Yeah, about the firefighters. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's already $15. So
It is. Oh, I did not know.
got a couple of those. So it's nice to have lots of comic shops, that to choose from, because that way everybody can get what they want, And sometimes stuff will fall, in the cracks, and you go, oh, look at this! That's what I found.
Yeah, I find I can't get everything I want at one single shop. I have to go. I have to go to about 3 shops a week if I want to get everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm lucky that there's 12 or 13 shops in the city, but
I have 2 in my town, so
Yeah.
yeah.
hey, 2 is good. Some towns have none. And
You're
A
right.
lot just have one.
You're right. It's a lot of small towns of like a few thousand, like less than 3,000 in Washington for sure. Probably in Oregon too.
Those people probably have to travel a long way or just order online.
Yep. My comic shop. Do you ever use mycomicshop.com or any online?
I do for back issues. Often, like I'll out of the cheap bins here, I'll get like half of a run, and then I can never find the others, and then I go to mycomicshop.com.
They're great for that.
Fill in the rest.
Many times at cover price or less.
Mycomicshop.com has what I consider the exact right price. You're not getting like the biggest bargain in the world, but you're always getting a good price. I also sometimes refer to them just to see, well, what should the price of this comic be? And I go by their prices.
Very cool. Yep.
A lot of people on eBay think they can get more than they can.
Oh, I'm guilty of that too. I mean, I'll put stuff up for like a higher price, like a buy it now or best offer. I always offer the best offer because I'm negotiable. But sometimes people just gobble up for the buy it now price. Like, what?
Put it out there and see.
Yeah, sure.
And of course, like we said, a lot of people don't live somewhere where there's 12 comic shops. So they're a little less picky probably about that.
Oh yeah. eBay, I guess, is it's okay, but it's available to all of us. It's a good thing because all of us can't be whatnot sellers. We don't have the following to be whatnot sellers.
Right.
And whatnot is okay for some folks. I mean, I know Bueller and Tom got the sponsorship and everything. Good for them, get that money. But I don't see an advantage to me for a 30-second auction.
Yes, I agree.
How does that help me?
Yeah.
I'm just going to get
only if you just have a lot of cheap books you want to dump quickly, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's sometimes disadvantageous for the seller and the buyer. Because you might not get the money you want for it if you're the seller, or you might just get caught up in an overbid situation if you're a buyer.
Right.
Okay, what I just do? I paid $50 for like a BG Fine copy of a book I could probably get for a lot less somewhere else.
And you can't just search for the book you want and buy it. You have to watch an auction and hope that books that you want come up.
Yeah.
Whatnot has its uses, but it's limited, I think. For me anyway.
Oh, don't you worry. I've got.
I was looking them up, and it appears that they want to be their goal, mission statement, if you will, is to be the QVC of this generation, of this cell phone generation.
I think they want to be the disruptors who break eBay and some other places.
Yeah, they want to do that too. Yeah, well, good luck with that because eBay is pretty entrenched.
The other thing about mycomicshop.com is I know that the grading will be good.
Yes.
Whereas on eBay, I'm not sure. Until the comic book arrives, I just don't know. And I've learned that I can completely trust mycomicshop.com.
You absolutely can. They grade well, they ship cheaply, and they ship safely.
Yes.
So
they should be paying you some money.
I know. They're listening. Actually, I would do a thing for them for no charge because I love them so much, and they're so good.
Well, you just have
prices. There you go. You're welcome.
Next, we went to the suburb of Milwaukee, where there was this little soda fountain, which is kind of weird, and there's also the Dark Horse Comics headquarters, along with things from another world, T-Fall's headquarters. And I'll leave a link below to that video. You can check that out. But the final stop was downtown to Powell's Bookstore. Powell's Bookstore is a landmark in downtown Portland.
Feel for it.
It's amazing. You finished it.
his graphic novel.
The blue room.
Literature in there. Science fiction and horror.
And
That in there.
there's coffee too.
It's somewhere back there's a coffee shop.
Okay. May stop there.
I don't know if you want to go up flights of stairs.
Yeah, sure.
This level is mostly basic. Look at that. He's doing a reading.
Today? Oh,
Today,
the 14th. Oh,
yeah.
it's the 13th. Okay.
I don't recognize any of these other names. I feel really, or maybe his name. I feel really out of it for writers these days.
Huh.
Art section. We have a reading in here somewhere.
Okay. I think Dennis is here on the 13th, which is like next Tuesday or something like that.
That's not bad. Their collection of art books really impresses me. It's like a huge audience.
Yeah. There are the typewriters. Hey. I remember these. Guys.
I tell my wife, hey, I'm not going to collect any more comics. I'll just collect typewriters.
Oh, she'll love that. He's a vintage. Vintage. I used to have like one probably close to that blue one's age. Kinda.
Yeah,
Back when I was a kid. Yeah. I wish I learned to type.
I learned to type.
You're smart.
And then at my last job, I had to type all the time, and I finally got past that.
Uh-huh. See, when I was learning back in...
My dad might have done.
See, I was learning to type back in the... Well, when I first got my typewriter back in the 60s. You know, so.
You just pick.
Yep, still do. It's like, yeah, you know, don't you let type with secretaries, you know?
I'm not supposed to touch. I want to play with you. This one has paper in it. Does that mean anything?
Somebody's gonna come get you.
The typewriter, please.
Yeah, if only I'd known that you would need keyboard skills in the future to use
Yeah.
computers.
You were supposed to have a secretary, right?
Exactly. That's what she does, quote unquote. You know? No, times will change, and so will you.
My dad was a college professor, and my mom typed up his thesis for him.
Wow.
Those were the days to be a man. We missed that.
The days of madmen. So you need to make an appointment here to see these books
I
or
guess
something?
so. Yeah. I've never read that. To enter, obtain a pass.
Uh-huh. That would make sense.
Looks like it's not even there.
Just have every Tom, Dick, and
Because
Harry.
it closes at 5 p.m.
Oh, well, yeah.
Probably just 5.
Yeah. Yep, little
Oh, no, it's 5.
550. 555, yeah. Can't just have every person pawing over these books.
I'd like all of these books. I actually asked for this one for my birthday.
Go back from hell. How often do you buy from here?
Nowadays, not that often. I used to work downtown, and I would come here almost every day and hang out in the cafe and meet odd people. I'd like to look inside
Alex
this
Ross.
one, but it's sealed in plastic.
It's a bookstore, not a library. Don't want to show you anything, you have to buy it first. Oh yeah, who doesn't own one of those? You don't, you should.
I own it in several different forms.
That's required reading. The Sandman, Watchman, what else? Maybe Mouse. A couple others I can't think of. Is that the Hernandez brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A Love and Rockets book.
Yeah. They got a unique style.
Colin, who I was mentioning to you before, thinks they are the greatest comic book
Yeah.
people or creators of all time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't argue. I would throw Dan Clowes in there as well, but
Of all time.
he's in the team photo. Yeah. Who else?
Where do you stand on Mobius?
Oh God! Now you're going to a whole other level. Yeah, Mobius. Mobius is a guy who's even it said that he just starts drawing, doesn't even know. He's like channels something that.
Captious,
Yeah.
conscious, or
It's just like automatic writing or something like that. You know, it's like he just draws from a place that he has no idea, but he comes up with all this gorgeous stuff. Yeah. And there's another guy, R. Crumb. You know,
yeah.
his favorite thing in the world, a large butt. He has a fixation about that. Yeah, can't blame him, but you know.
That's his message to the world.
That's his message
Large
to the
butts.
large butt. Yeah. Throughout the eyes. Scarlet. It's another Bendis book. I've not read this one yet.
I heard the name, but I can't remember what it's about.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better than Joy Division. God, I had high hopes for that.
There was a graphic novel called Joy Division
This last series was that.
by Bendis.
Yeah, from was it Dark Horse? It was Dark Horse.
I know he switched to Dark Horse now
Yeah.
since he kind of ran out of steam at DC.
Yeah, it was like a futuristic thing.
I've always heard these are great, but I can't remember. Belting, Eddie Campbell's. I think it's the autobiography. Looks a bit overwhelming. Hundreds and hundreds of pages.
Oh yeah, it's
Lots to read.
a project. You know, it's interesting though. Like The Sculptor, which is another big book by what's the guy? Scott McCloud.
Scott McCloud.
Yeah.
I haven't tried reading it.
I gotten halfway through. I got to finish it. Weeping Richards Valley.
Of course, behind us is what's taking over from the comics we grew up with. All the manga.
Oh, anime and manga. Yeah. You know,
It's pretty good.
I'm happy that people have discovered that and everything, but I mean, it's just everyone is now either a manga fan or a manga artist. It's just a little disheartening. Okay, it's great, but there's other art forms in the world.
Well, the old guard has to make way for the new.
Yeah. Yeah. You never see yourself.
I say it, but I don't live it.
I know. You don't see yourself being the old guard until you turn around. Oh wow, that's me. Crazy and Ignatz. Crazy cat. The classic.
Talk about old guard.
Oh yeah. The abusive relationship. Yeah.
Here's another one I feel guilty for never having read. Have you heard of this one? It's pretty highly regarded amongst the more sort of literary comics circle.
Who's the author?
Jason Lutz. I think he spent like 20 years doing this
Good God.
story about Berlin in the years just before Hitler took over.
Good God. What's he gonna do for the next 20 years?
I don't know. That's a good question. Must be weird when you spend so much time on one thing.
I know. That's great, and I'm sure it's a great piece of work, but maybe just bang out something and have it done in a year or something like that. You live so long, how long you plan on living?
I imagine when you start one of those long projects, you're young enough that you think you're going to live forever. By the time you're done, it's like, oh,
Yes.
time's up.
You're middle-aged. You got kids and bills and stuff. V for Vendetta. I got that. I gotta get the subsequent books after that. I don't have that. I don't have the ones that came out.
There's a box set.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, okay. 2 and 3. That's only 3 volumes. Okay. So that's 50 bucks. Slipcase edition. It's on the want list. Raining and dark. It's like, oh my God. I like
talk
this
about
stuff.
old guard.
I love. Oh my God. It's like finding a case full of these somewhere.
That would be your
Oh, that would.
lucky day.
And keep all your other DC and Marvel stuff. Just give me a box of those right there. Your originals.
And like so many women out there, my wife Janet is a big fan of Idris Elba. And we found this Idris Elba Sexiest Man Alive coloring book on somewhere in the store, and I just had to buy it because it was just too funny.
It's good to be Idris Elba. Handsome rich man.
With his own coloring book.
That's the pride of his career. You know, I have my own coloring book now, don't you? Well, he's British, you say with an accent. Well, man, coloring book.
There he is on his yacht. There he is posing by the flag.
Oh my God.
Is he one they were thinking of doing as James Bond?
Yes, yes, I believe so.
What a nice life.
I know.
Oh, what's he cooking? I can't tell. Oh, and he's a boxing champion.
Oh, of course. He just does everything.
Oh, and he even makes his own bed.
What
He
a
doesn't
guy.
make his people do that.
What a guy. Oh my
His
God.
faithful hound dog.
Oh, he loves dogs.
There he is directing a movie, I guess.
Yes.
Hanging out with his
He
pet
hangs out
tiger.
with tigers. He's
Wine for two.
he's a-
That's Janet's class.
Yeah, I know. He's a mixologist. Oh God.
I think that's. Oh, he does pottery too.
Oh,
It's a sensitive side.
oh, Idris. This is too much. Oh my God.
They really should have ended with the bathtub scene. How could you top that?
I know.
That's kind of boring.
Please join me.
And on that note, I have to say goodbye to my Portland friends and to Idris Elba. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video, guys. Take care. See you new comic book day.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.